this is, we call it something that I can't call it on camera because people always say, what'd you put in this? And we used to tease that we put drugs in it, and that's why they couldn't quit eating it. So we called it something that we're not going to call it today. It is the beginnings of this package, which you've probably never seen in a grocery store. They are tucked behind the Cheetos brand or Chester's brand puffs. There are, I think, only another kind, and it's the cheese, which does not work, so don't get those. Don't get Pirate Booty, that doesn't work. Don't get that. Don't get little teeny ones, that doesn't work either. This is true puffcorn. Look at these big guys. And that's why this recipe is so absolutely successful. So that's going to be my first step for today, just showing you how wonderful these puffs are. Now, I thought at one point this recipe was on these packages, but it wasn't in our state that we were in, and it's not in the state we're in now, and so I don't know if it's here in Utah or not. But you might find this recipe. I have gone to fairs and I have found something similar to puffcorn, but even though they had it in numerous flavors, I mean, they did cranberry for Christmas, they did maple syrup, they did so many different flavors, but they just weren't that good. And so here I am again, starting out with butter and sugar. Yeah, I guess that's going to be my name. So yeah, just a cube of butter. That's going to start you out. Make sure you don't burn it. I already gave that warning before. We've got 2 bags of these Cheetos. We're going to make this caramel. It's like a caramel substance when it gets finished to pour over the puffs. So I put 1 bag in, pour some over, put the other bag in, pour some over, fold it all together, and that's the first part. And then we're going to bake it, but that will be another part. I took my spatula away, didn't I? This time we're going to use brown sugar, because of course that's going to make it look all caramely. And this is all over medium heat. Obviously, don't make it high, don't make it low. It's going to be medium heat, and it should cook up just perfect. It is sticky, so be prepared for it to be sticky. We're putting in a cup of brown sugar, and we're putting in some vanilla and some Karo syrup. You said it'll stop if I do that?
You just turn it on again if it turns itself off.
So half a cup. Is this a quarter of a cup?
Yep.
Okay, so we're doing a half this time. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you're going to have only so much left in your corn syrup bottle, and you might say, okay, I'm going to have to split this up and make it less. Or sometimes you'll be generous and say, let's see what happens if I put more in it. So you've got your butter, you've got your brown sugar, you've got your Karo syrup. You're going to be putting some vanilla. Okay, now this is my horrible way of measuring vanilla. It's kind of a cup and a half.
2 teaspoons.
I mean,
a teaspoon.
It should be 1, but I'm a little generous with it. And you can hear it in there just sizzling its little heart out. And then again, we've got the chemistry experiment with soda. I'm going to put soda in this. And please be careful. It will fizz up and be a monster on you if you let it be. Now I know that I mentioned to Diana, did you like the puffcorn? And she said, oh yeah, it was really good. I said, did you bake it? No, I didn't bake it. I just ate it without baking it. So I almost gagged because that would be gross. But Diana did that. And she
No, I
said,
didn't.
she said it was okay. All right, good. Okay, so now you're gonna see. And this puffcorn, I hope you can find it. Sometimes it's tricky to find it. Just keep looking in that aisle where you see Chester's Cheetos. And see how I'm just gonna be taking this and just putting as much as I can over it. But it seems interesting because when you heat it in the oven, it kind of starts to cover, or maybe drizzles from one piece to another, so it will cover the pieces that don't have a lot of coverage. But then, I don't know, Diana, I guess it does look kind of good even when it's not baked.
Suzanne, you said Cheetos and you meant popcorn.
It's I meant Chester's puffcorn, if I said Cheetos. I am so sorry. Because it's the name brand Chester's.
I've seen it in Chester
Yeah.
or Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it at Walmart. Well,
Yeah.
that's good, because Walmart is a place that we should be able to get it. We did look at several places, so I don't know if during the summer it's a popular thing, but we did have kind of a challenge to find it this time. So here's the other half. I'm going through it, just kind of pulling the sauce through it. And to bake it, it's 250, not very high, and you're gonna go 15-minute intervals. And you're gonna wonder why until you see that that really works. Make sure you use parchment. Like I said, it's very sticky. And you can use one tray, but if you want to, you could use 2 trays because it will be just a little more separated for it to bake.
Let's do 2 trays. I'll get one right now. So that it can cook quicker for our viewing.
Okay. Maybe snag one.
So in Utah, they have Clover Club version of this.
And it's not as
it
big.
does have the recipe on it.
Oh, it's clover.
But we will have our recipe, your recipe on the website.
Okay. You're gonna enjoy this, and a lot of your friends are gonna love you for it. It's ideal for the holidays. It's ideal for Valentine's Day. It's ideal for Father's Day, Mother's Day. I'm trying to think of all the holidays I've used it for.
Well, plus you don't, like if you use popcorn, then you have the kernels that you might break.
Exactly. This, once it bakes, it's crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside, and then has this caramel flavoring, and there's just nothing that I've ever found that matches it. So, I guess we'll see what happens once we get this in the oven.
Is it like a parched corn?
No.
No. Actually, I like the Chester's puffcorn. It's butter flavored, it says.
Yeah.
I like it just plain as well. But Brad thinks I'm weird, so. Okay, so these are all ready to go in the oven. They'll cook for 15-minute intervals,
What temperature?
250,
And for how long, an hour?
and it'll be 15 minutes 3 times. So it's 45 minutes in all. Yep. Okay. This has gone through the oven now in 15-minute intervals 3 times. So 45 minutes in all. Seems like a big deal, but it's not. And it comes out crunchy, as you can see. What you want to do is every time you pull it out, every 15 minutes, you separate it, you pull it apart a little bit like that, and you make sure that it doesn't just all stick together. And then the very last time, which is this time, you do it again. And then it's going to be all ready to put in a container or a bag as a cute gift, or it's going to be all ready for hot little hands to come and finish it off the tray.
I just wanted to explain a little bit about the packaging we did for the caramel puff that Suzanne did. So I designed these, and I designed them 6 for a page. So you just cut it off just below the, just wanted to pop by to say hi. And you might think it's strange that these are upside down, but many printers, including mine, the bottom has a bigger margin that won't print. So in the back, I don't have any here with that. The back, it's not going to show if there's a little bit white there, but it would show if part of the sign was off. So when you cut it, just cut it below here and cut it between here and halfway down the middle. I did score. I scored it ahead of time because I like the way it bends. You don't have to have a score, but it bends nicer. And the packaging we used was these self-sealing bags, and they're pretty great. And you can get a whole stack of them on the internet. And it's just the cellophane kind of bag's a little heavier than some of the cellophanes. And it's got this little plastic tab here you pull off, and then you just have to fold it over and stick it on itself. And then you have a nice finish to it. You can use the cellophane bags, you can use a Ziploc bag, anything you want to. And so what we did, so I folded on the fold line, and I'm gonna just do it on one, staple it on one side. And then I'm gonna gather it in a bit, because this is a little wider, and I wanted to do 6 on a page. So I'm gonna just do it on the other side, and then you've got a nice package ready to go. Hope you enjoy.